to bathe. Then I know that I'll be safe for the day. We're just cops and robbers, running down the street. We're just cops and robbers who will see a family. We're just cops and robbers running down the street. We're just cops and robbers who will see their family tonight. Play the game. You know I have to chase you. Can't escape. Only rules can break you tonight. We're just cops and robbers running down the street. We're just cops and robbers who will see their family. We're just cops and robbers running down the street. We're just cops and robbers who will see their family. We're just cops and robbers running down the street. We're just cops and robbers who will see their family tonight. Tonight.
You in?
Yeah.
All right. Here we are.
That table look huge as everything, man.
You said what?
The table look big as everything. Oh, that's just the base, though.
Yeah.
The
So
bottom.
here we are, another episode of the Artistry of podcast. But who are we brought to you by? Well, my friends.
Well, my friends.
We're brought to you by Butch House, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, MMA, all day. I don't know what else to say. Go there. Learn choke defense. All right. There's some kid. He's like 11 years old. He's been training since he was 6. Okay. He's badass. And he's ready to kick some. Okay. What he's going to do, you're all big and strong. You're going to take him down. He's going to set you up for an arm bar or pull you in somehow. He's going to get control. He's going to set you up for the choke. He's going to go in, go for the squeeze. You're going to panic. You're going to poop your pants. And it's going to be a bad day. Kind of like Cat Williams. You know, have you seen? I know you've seen that one. The Cat Williams when he got choked out by that. Not choked out, but still choked by the kid.
Huh.
Oh man, yeah, that was crazy.
It's on Facebook?
Yeah, it's on like YouTube, Facebook, whatever. And yeah, man, he gets into a squabble. He hit the kid. He popped him. This happened a while ago, but he hits the kid, you know, and then the kid grabs him, takes him down, gets back control, locks in for the choke. But everyone was there to save him, so they broke it up. So he didn't
choke him out.
Yeah, he didn't choke him out, but
didn't get a submissive hold on him.
Right, but you know, when you guys get into it with that 12-year-old, no one's going to be around. Okay, so no one's going to.
Everybody go.
Right,
it's going to be funny.
Right. Nobody going to stop him. All right, nobody's stopping him. So go to advancedbkj.com, sign up for your jiu-jitsu lessons. You know, and we have tournaments coming up pretty soon. Like I believe in August, there's going to be another chance for you guys to avenge your losses. Those of you who lost just last month or a couple months ago. So coming up in August, I believe August 20th, around that time. So go to advancedbkj.com right now. Sign up for the tournament, or just look into learning jiu-jitsu. We're also brought to you by fidlu.com. Yes, you guys who are watching this, the man right here, fidlu.com. You see he got the axe in his hand. How many strings is that?
7.
7.
7. Take you to heaven.
Oh, septe. So go to fidlu.com. Pick up buy this baby. Look, if the price is right, Fid there every night. So go to fidlu.com, pick up an axe, look at his material. Look, he has some juicy stuff. You better know. And we're also doing the Fidlu Challenge. That's right. You can't even play a bass. We do not care. Go to fidlu.com, pick up a bass, put it on, just strap it on your back, walk around town. You're going to like how you look, my friend. Trust me when I tell you, you're going to like how you look. Go to fidlu.com and sign up today. Last but definitely not least, BoKnowsMusic.com. That is correct, my friend. Go. You've been wanting to learn the piano all your life, but you never had time. Well, today you have that time. You have 5 minutes today. You got 15 minutes tomorrow, another 5 here and there, right? You don't have to worry about commitment, giving your commitment to a piano instructor right now. You go to BoKnowsMusic.com, sign up for free, and the rest is history. Once you get a little bit better, you feel like, okay, I want to see how good I am. I want to get a live teacher. Boom, now's your time. Go ahead. You've been working out with Bo. Bo knows music. You've been working out there. Couple months. You feeling strong. You want to see how you are. Go find a live instructor, I would say. Somebody who you can sit there and you can just spit in their face if they tell you something off the wall. Go to BoKnowsMusic.com.
Bo knows, and that's not what he told me.
Create the free account and get started. I'm working on some stuff. Those of you who are following along, you know that, look, this is going to be legit. You know, it really is. So, BoKnowsMusic.com is only one other thing to do.
Cue the music.
Let me introduce you to Bo Miles, a unique and likable guy. Everyday life, friends and family makes up the artistry.
Fid, man, what's up, man?
What's up? Nada mucho, man. Just working on my chops. Right now I'm working on my Mixolydian scale.
Ooh.
My dominant 7 scale.
All right, that mixolydian.
Mixolydian.
That's the fifth degree.
5th degree.
Ooh.
Yeah, man. That's the stuff, man.
Yeah.
If you don't know, you better ask Bo.
Yeah. That fifth degree is definitely is going to treat you right over the proper chords. You know, it has a nice sound to it. So just playing around and improvising in that mode is going to be real good.
And you have to put time in with each mode individually and learn the characteristic or the quality of that mode, the mood that it puts you in. And mixolydian is like that's like the main jam that jazz musicians use. That and Dorian.
Yeah.
And the 251. That's it right there.
Oh, he didn't drop it on him. He said, "Look, 251 right there."
That's it.
Yeah, man.
Here you go.
Man, and you know we got we have a few things. Have you watched Ballers?
Part of it. I watched
right.
the first 2.
What did you think?
And I fell asleep.
Oh, now what time was it when you watched it? Like you can't be you've been
What,
working
1 o'clock?
hard
1 o'clock?
You've been working hard all day. You feel me? You gonna fall asleep. 1 a.m.
But here's the thing. It's a nice show. It's a nice show to watch. But
It's just not catching you.
It'll catch me. It's something just to watch. You know, just to see.
Yeah.
But it's nothing compared. There's no surprises that you won't expect like you in the Game of Thrones.
Right.
So that's the difference.
Yeah.
Because you're intrigued with the Game of Thrones. You want to try to outthink the writers, but it's just a bunch of football players, ex-football players and stuff who trying to get a contract.
Now, I felt like, and I like the show. You know, I want to first start off by saying that I do like the show. I watched the whole first season and got caught up with the new episode of the second season. And far as the first season, it is real vanilla. You know, it's real, just no real big problems, no huge mountains to climb.
No drama from your mama.
Right. And that's the only thing. Like, I felt like at the end of the day that the show is like a Scooby-Doo episode where, you know, the gang is going to make it. They're going to figure out who is doing this problem, and they're going to solve the problem. And I think that's what Game of Thrones has opened up to TV in general. I feel like, you know, Game of Thrones has opened up the floor to where you can now expect, like, all right, some people are not going to live. You know, everybody, the main characters, the main cast, they're not going to live. And I think with that in mind, now that you have Ballers, which is a good show, like, I'm not trying to say that it's not, but it doesn't have that, okay, one of these guys is not going to make it.
Somebody's going to have a bad day.
Right. Now, you know, it starts off, you've seen the first episode, right?
Right.
So you know. So like that, but that character, you don't even know that character. Like, he's nothing. I mean, so it's like, all right, they're trying to shock you. They're trying to hit you with some shock value, but it's not like I've invested my time and now I'm rooting for this character. You know, they don't have that. And I think moving forward, moving past Game of Thrones, every TV show will have to combat this. Now, this wasn't Game of Thrones didn't invent this. You know, you've had main characters dying off since MASH. You know, with the Doc.
Well, actually, the first one was an Alfred Hitchcock movie called Psycho, where they advertised this one female as the star of the movie. And in the first 10 minutes of the movie, she dies.
Oh, all right.
Psycho, you got to watch it, man.
Yeah, I've seen it. So
she was like the lady who died in the shower scene.
Uh-huh.
She was like the cell of the movie, and she was they were like, huh.
Oh, all right. So was it shocking
For the
time?
It was
like, wow.
Yeah, it was like, wow.
She's gone.
She's gone. She's out of my life.
Man, now see, that's great. Like, because I remember watching Psycho and the different like Psycho 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know, like they've I think they made a bunch of those movies.
Yeah, they did.
With you know,
you run that play till it stop working.
right. Yeah.
So if you can run 5 or 6 series, 5 or 6 sequels, run it. How many Planets of the Apes did they do? 7 of them. Then they start all over again. Just keep running that play till it stop working.
Right, man. And that series got really just like
What, Planet of the Apes?
Yeah, Planet of the Apes, man. Like they had it to the point where the apes were looking like they just wearing like masks from the dollar, like your local store. Like they had cheap, cheesy masks.
Well, they went low budget by that time.
Right.
Let's maximize our profit. They don't know the difference.
Right. Look, we got the name. We can save some money. We use the same 3 or 4 masks.
Because see, they make their money when that first week in the release. That's when they make their money. So by the time you found out it's cheesy, they didn't got their money off of you. So
yeah, and they have about 6 months. Man, I was checking out video game rental, right, and how Blockbuster, like Nintendo, the video game company, tried to go against Blockbuster here in America. Now, in Japan, they had laws that protected music, and so. But I want to go back. They had it to where you can rent an album, a music album, right? So you could just rent it. Of course, they already had the cassette tapes, and now you just burn it. So you get it, and then you can burn it, make a copy. So, but they had shops all around Japan, rental, like music rental, movie rental, video game rental. So the Japanese market, they knew that they couldn't fight the rental of music because there were so many shops. If they just cut them off overnight, the economy would, tip out. So they did that gradually, but they immediately tried to stop video game rentals. Oh, now we're coming across the pond. Now we're in America. Movie rentals is huge. Like movie rentals got to like maybe $3 billion. It was like a $3 billion industry in the 80s.
Netflix wiped them out.
Right. Netflix like single-handedly was like, boo, like
out.
So they was a $3 billion business. Blockbuster had like 6,000, close to 7,000 stores, right? And now with the movie rental, the way that the movie rentals work is that you have to wait 6 months before Blockbuster or a movie gallery or your local video store could get the movie.
Right.
So you had to wait. So it was out, it was out in the theaters, but, you had about 6 to 8 months before it was even released to home. So they had time to work their magic, clean up, make their money, right? But video games, day one, as soon as that game, the day that it comes out, the video stores can just go to the store and buy it. Day one. So it was cutting into the profits. Now Nintendo, they like, yo, man, y'all cutting into the profits. We already took care of this over in Japan. We're going to take care of it over here in America.
It's America, though.
Right. It's America.
It don't work like that. Nah.
So Nintendo, they tried to put limits on store. Like if you go to a regular store, right, they was like, look, only one transaction, like 2 at the most. You can't just sell 3 controllers, 3 games, 3 this. So they tried to strong arm the stores, like Electronic Boutique and all those type of video game type stores, electronic stores. Even you figure if Walmart was around, that's what they was going to. Sam Goodies, So they was like, look, you can only sell 2 max, right? But that didn't work, Because, Sam Goody's like, look, man, if dude want to buy 10 copies of your game, I already done brought 10 copies. Like, look, man, I done brought 100, I brought 50 copies.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get my money back and try to make a profit. Like, look, man, somebody trying to buy 20 copies. Thanks. So Nintendo was like, then they tried to they did a stipulation on the book because the video games came with an instruction manual. Mm-hmm. So then they was like, by you leasing out, renting this book, there's a copyright infringement. So then it got to the point where you couldn't get the book, right? You couldn't get the manual when you did your game. Ultimately, we all know that video game rentals it didn't go anywhere. You feel me? Like it was living. You feel me? You wanted to rent a game, you just go to the store and you rent it.
Yeah.
Because Nintendo's competitors went to Blockbuster, went to all of their stuff, was like, look, man, you can rent my stuff for, like, look, I don't care. Matter of fact, I'll give you 10 copies. Like, you don't even got to buy it. Like, look, I'm giving you
my
10.
stuff is so good. I'm giving you 10. Once they rent, they're going to want to come buy it from me.
Right. That's what Sega was doing. So Nintendo knew that, look, it's not going to work. I'm not going to win.
This is America.
Right.
You can't run that over hard.
But like you said, man, just within a few years, because that was still going on, I want to say to like 96, 97, maybe not even that long, but let's say 94. But you figure within 10 years, they would be wiped out.
Well, I mean, because Netflix put a whooping on everybody.
Right.
Even the little mom and pop shops got hit up. Then they started streaming.
Yeah.
And you can watch whatever you want to watch anytime you want to watch it for $8.99.
Right, man. They put it on lock. They locked it down, man.
Now everybody else trying to get in that market now.
Right. I mean, I remember having going to Blockbuster, movie gallery, like going to these local shops, and it used to be popping. You know, you get your popcorn, you get your movie.
Yep.
And you know, you get your candy.
Pop.
Then they were selling games, they were selling movies. You go there, like, it was just huge, it was lit, clean, just fresh as can be.
Had security guards up in there. That's how much business they was doing.
Right.
So much theft and stuff.
Right, man.
It was big time now.
They was even renting out the gaming systems. You could rent the gaming system for the weekend.
And man, one day I went up there. The doors was locked. Padlocks on the front door.
Oh!
And if you owed them some money, which I didn't,
It was in, look.
you
got it.
the collection,
You got me.
the collection agency coming after you.
Oh, all right. Oh, all right.
No,
So
they didn't give up that money.
Oh, all right. Collection. Wow.
Man, it was like, wow. I mean, Blockbuster.
Right. They went from 6,000 stores. I think now they have 20.
Oh, they still got stores?
Yeah, I think they have 20 stores in the country. It might be less than that. It might be 7. Between 7 to 20 stores.
Blockbuster should have followed suit. They should start streaming too, but
Right.
they so narrow-minded. You got to learn to go with the times. You know, use the market. Use what's popular. The iPhone changed the face of the world. Changed the face of the future. Now everything is going to be geared towards handheld personal devices.
Right.
And you'll be surprised. You look at that little screen, and your memory won't see it on that little screen. Your memory will see it on the big screen.
Oh, all right. Like, if, let's say, a movie or
you
whatever
watch a
the
movie.
experience is.
You won't think of seeing it on that little screen. You just remember those characters.
Yeah, remember the experience.
Yeah.
Man, it definitely changed, man. It changed everything. Netflix, like, I remember when they first started to advertise heavy over here in the East Coast. You could get a movie. They would send you a movie. This is before their streaming. You know, you can get, I think it was like 2 movies. And at the time, I want to say it was HD. Maybe you get 2 HD movies, like, 2 Blu-rays or whatever. You get that for probably $7, $7.99 or whatever. And then they said, all right, we're going to start streaming. So then you had to add that on. You had to package that up. And I remember, like, before because they just used to do movies. And you would just get the movies in the mail. You return them in.
If you had a good account, you can get 3 movies at one time in the mail. As soon as you get one back.
Yeah, and then the other one.
The other one's coming.
It's coming out. It's on queue.
Yep.
Like, yeah, man.
Now you just thumb through whatever you want to see.
Right, but see, and then once they added that streaming component, and I want to say, like, if you was a part of the movie package, you could do one DVD and stream for the same price. So it was one DVD and streaming for $7.99.
Right.
You know, so at first I had, you know, maybe 3 movies. I want to say I had HD. You know, I had like the Blu-ray thing popping. Even maybe before that, you know, I'm not really sure with the time, but I want to say HD was offered soon within, you know, their life span. But yeah, man, like, and then I just dropped down, like, all right, let me try this streaming thing out, you know. And then all of these companies started to, look, we got Netflix on our device. You have Netflix on this. You got Netflix on your PlayStation 3. You got Netflix on your Xbox. You got Netflix on your Blu-ray players. And DVD players started to have Netflix. TVs started to have Netflix. You know, phones, like, you figure, I don't know if the first iPhone had Netflix, but...
You can get that app.
Right, but the app, you know what I mean? Like, but soon
What's
the app?
What's app?
Right, the app was developed, like, quick. Oh, look, man. What you trying to stream? Like,
and the thing was, when Apple first came out, when the iPhone first came out, you had to buy their package, unlimited, $30 a month.
Oh, like the data
unlimited
plan.
Data.
Yeah, I had that. Yeah, I had that.
You gave yours up?
Nah.
I still got mine, bro.
I'm still in the building, y'all.
And you know what? 4 hours of movies, 5 hours of movies every night, and they said, you have exceeded 16 million megabytes. If you continue to use it, you may experience slowed service.
Oh, all right.
Okay.
All right, man. Look, man, let me go ahead and check out this first season of Game of Thrones.
4.5 hour drive to Cleveland, watching the Game of Thrones all the way through there. Oops, did I say that?
Yeah, man. But yeah, that unlimited. Because I remember my first smartphone I got this was my favorite phone. Like, man, this phone was the truth. It was a PDA. It was the audio. I want to say it was like Audio Vox, 512 megabyte, whatever.
Yeah,
you know, and it was a PDA, man. It was beautiful. Like, I remember I watched it in the store. I was looking at it. I was like, man, I'm going to get it. It was probably like $500. It could have even been I want to say it was like $500 to $600, you know. So I was working at Macy's at the time, you know, and this was back in the day. I mean, it's crazy when I think of it now, just by the little bit of crumbs that I get now, you know, but yeah, man, like, I remember I had to work like several checks. Like, it took me more than one check to save up and get this, you know, $500 or $600 phone. It's crazy that, you know, like, I had to save up.
Now you can get a throwaway for $25 to do the same.
Right, but now look, man, if I want an iPhone for a stack, you know, $1,000, like, look, that's just all right. This Friday, let me go and pick it up. But yeah, man, I remember like working, you know, several checks, finally saved up the money, and I was thinking like, all right, am I going to go and get this phone, or am I going to just have some fun with this money? You know, like, look, man, I done saved up $600, man, you know, and I went in there, I got the phone. They was, you know, the people were surprised because this was like the top of the line back in the day. Like, this was the equivalence to going and just buying an iPhone S, the 6S, you know?
But that was pre-iPhone.
Right. This was before. This was a couple years before the iPhone.
Because back then, all they was doing was little iTunes boxes.
Yeah. No, this was Windows. This was a PC based phone. This is like a personal assistant.
I remember it.
Yeah, you know.
And they said move.
Right, man. But
Get
that
out the
phone,
way.
man, that phone was like, man, it was awesome. I had a keyboard for it, Bluetooth keyboard. I could just type. Like, I had all my songs back then. I was like, you know, trying to be a rapper. You know, so eventually I would move to New York. I went to Atlanta, and like, I was like, yo, stepping up in the
based on the phone.
No, but with the phone, I was able to,
joking, man.
you know, like, with the phone, I was able to do all my rhymes, do all my everything I needed to do. I could do it. You feel me? I had everything right in the palm of my hand, and it was fresh, man. That phone, like, it was better. Like, you figure, like, even the iPhone now, like the 6S is probably the equivalent to that phone.
What?
You know?
You still got it?
No. My daughter cracked the screen on me.
Does it still work?
Yeah, I'm sure. Like, but we moved, a few times since then, so I don't know where the phone is now.
Okay, because
today,
you probably could have another lens put on that bad boy.
But it had it's obsolete. It had its own version of Windows. Like, maybe what was the thing? Windows XP. So it had Windows XP, like, mobile edition on that phone. So it was like Windows XP,
Yeah, which was bad back in his day.
Right, back in his day,
and they had to tamper with it, because they want to keep it fresh.
Right, because that's what after that was Vista.
Yeah, and Vista was like junk.
Yeah. Vista was crap, I like, even when I had my work PC, like my workstation built, like I had it, even though it came pre-installed with Vista, I had it double booted to XP.
Double booted.
Yeah, so like when it opens up, when you first turn it on, you can select XP or Vista. So I always went with XP until Windows 7 came out, and they had the feature with the Pro. If you got the Pro version, you could open up all your XP programs, run them smooth, be ready. You're in the building. So then I had it upgrade. I had half of it upgraded to Windows 7. Like, I still use that computer today. Like, that computer is still, like, you figure, man, I would say it's probably it's obsolete now only because within a few years. Like 3 years ago, like, it was still kicking ass with its competitors.
Well, it still can if you use an external hard drive,
right?
With a terabyte, because you don't store anything on that, so it'll use up all that capacity that's there, and just work back and forth to an external hard drive.
Right. And see, and then back then, man, I had a music program that daisy chained computers to give you the power, to give you, like, kick-ass performance, because which some of you guys know, some of you don't, but in Hollywood, right, you don't know, but in Hollywood, they have something that's called the pipeline. So a movie like Jungle Book or Avatar, or like even the new Avatar, like a lot of those movies, it takes like years and months for them to render down and process the graphics to where we can see it on the big screen.
Right.
So they have a whole bunch of computers and racks. They have like a rack station that's all working together to render that stuff faster.
To make a supercomputer.
Right. And even then, it still takes a month to render down a movie, a 2-hour movie.
That's not bad, though.
No.
If you think, though, because now all they're paying is an artist for a computer CAD operator for his talents, and what they pay an actual superstar.
Right.
$10 million.
Right. Oh man, but what? How, like, we talked about this before, how porn leads it leads the trend in technology. So what's gonna happen?
How do we get to this?
Nah, because we're talking about the digital representation and how, all right, an actor would charge maybe $30 million, but we have this digital counterpart, right?
Okay.
So now what's gonna happen is to where the actress or actor will own their digital self, to where, okay, my digital self is being in the movie.
And actually, they don't have to be there.
Right, they don't have to be there.
They could have another actor put the dots on.
Do the caption.
Do the dots on their body, and then just throw his face on there.
Right, yeah. See, but, you figure maybe 10 years ago, and even now, you see characters that maybe look like some people, but not really. You know, like, so they're not paying people for that. So, like, Toy Story 3, the humans that are in there, you know, Andy, like, look, they're not paying no one for Andy.
No royalties.
Right, but see, this is what leads us into the porn, because porn is going to where their digital representation, they're being paid for that. So, like, all right, because they're doing the virtual glasses, they're doing all of that stuff now. So you're going to be able to get, like, the virtual whoever, you know, like whoever the biggest porn star is now.
Oh, it's like that one that what was that band, that rap group, Digital Underground, where he was taking those pills, and you you dream about your
Right. So yeah, it's like that, you know. So you'll be able to get the software. Let's say it's Jenna Jameson, which I'm sure I know she's old and she's not like.
But
the porn star, but
digitally you can make it look fresh again.
Right. You make it look fresh again, you know, and you get you the fleshlight. You got your goggles on. You feel me? She riding that cock. You got the fleshlight going. Boom. You know? So now you have that money, but the whole point of this story is that Jenna Jameson is going to get paid for her digital for her digital self. And eventually actors, that's also going to be, you know, actors and celebrities, like just entertainment celebrities, you know.
Yeah.
Will be able to sell their digital self to be in
use my
products.
face, man. I mean, I want my face on your body. No, I don't have to be there. You just renting my face, and make sure you use a nice body to go with my face.
Right. You pay a license fee, some type of licensing fee, and, you know.
Okay, and then I get royalties.
But see, they're not going to give you. Because actors, like all the actors don't even get royalties off of their movies.
But that's old, man. We talking about the future.
But that's my point, is that actors today all of them don't get the royalties off of the movies that they're doing today.
Unless they
right, unless they're big, unless they're big stars, you know. They command power, like Tom Cruise, he's going to get royalties off of his films.
Denzel Washington.
Yeah.
Them type
maybe. You know, okay. You know how they do us, Fid. I love this. That's my boy, but you know how they do us, man. I don't know if he getting royalties.
He'll let us know. If he see this, he'll let us know.
Right.
What you talking about, Willis?
Yeah. Look, Bo, I'm getting my royalties.
I'm getting mine.
Huh? King Kong ain't got nothing on me.
And then he go like that.
I have your ass playing the Pelican Bay shoot program. Like, yeah.
You be podcasting from Pelican Bay.
Yeah. Denzel, look, man.
We love you, man.
Yeah. You getting your royalties, but
bro, I've been watching you since Saint Elsewhere.
Oh, all right. I started following him. I know it was before Malcolm X, but Malcolm X was really like, yo. I loved him in Malcolm X.
He did Saint Elsewhere, and he did Malcolm X on Broadway. So when Spike Lee did it, he said, "Well, I got to have the man."
Right.
So he did it with
him.
Him.
But he played in something before Malcolm X.
Yeah, he did some couple of other movies. He did something back in the Falklands. He did the British movie where the British were fighting in the Falklands.
Oh, Glory.
No, Glory was after.
Oh, it was after Malcolm X?
Yeah, that was after. Actually, Glory is one of his best movies in my mind.
Man, that was before Malcolm X. I don't know.
No,
I mean, I don't
Glory
have my phone with.
See,
my phone is over there recording.
Glory, Malcolm X was done when they were doing videotapes, still doing videotapes. So you waited until it came out on video, and you got the double videotape. Glory was done in the DVD era.
Nah, man, I don't look it up, man. Like I
ain't got my phone. I left it out in the car, bro.
Oh, all right, yeah, man, you probably right, man. But yeah, that was a good movie, you know. So Denzel been getting it in for a minute. I'm sure he's getting his royalties.
Denzel he's putting his movies out so he can get his trickle down because he done at least 50 movies by now.
Right. He headlining. You know, he got a Oscar.
Everything he do is
yeah, man. So big Denzel is getting it, but not everyone is getting it. And so when it comes down to the digital form, You know, like, look, you be good. Like, look, I'm not doing anything, and I'm getting a $50,000 check. I'm getting a $30,000 check for letting you use my digital self. Like, that's good, you know. And eventually,
But what I don't see though is, do they get to use his voice as well?
right? Nah, they can't use unless they pay you for the voice. That's going to be separate.
So if you get a crummy actor, a crummy script with your face on it, what does that do for your star power?
Right, but that's the digital you. Like, people will know. Okay, like, they're not gonna say starring Denzel. Like, they can't say that. They did a film where it was what's the film? Final Fantasy: The Spirit Within. And this film came out maybe in '97. Like, it looks good. Like, even today, if you watch it, it's a digital, you know, like Avatar type of film. And those, like, whoever those guys, whatever cast made up them, they also did another film. So it's the same digital characters, but they're in a different film. You know, so I don't know if the voices are the same. Like, they don't even tell you, like, you know, it's the same as if watching Toy Story. Like, all right, you know the star, you know, Woody Allen or whoever, you know what I mean?
Right.
Tim Allen, I think. And
Did you see animation, Matrix animation?
Oh, like the Matrix.
Yeah, they had the
animation series.
Well, it was the second one. They had a Matrix, then they had Animatrix.
Yeah.
Then they had a couple more.
Yeah, well, I've seen one of those. I own one of the Animatrix, and I want to say they had like maybe 4 or 5 stories on this disc.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it kind of talks about the start of the machine-human fight.
Actually, it was the fill-in of what happened. To let you know what happened, because we don't know what happened.
Right. Right. And even from there, that made me think that it was like Terminator. Like the aliens, well, not the aliens,
The
but
machines.
the machines, they look like the Terminator
Yeah.
warriors or whatever.
Yeah. Bless you.
Thanks. But, because you know, now this happened, they did the Animatrix, right? They produced the Wachowskis. And
Can't
like
do
I
that,
said,
man.
it made you think, it looked like it was a part of Terminator. So eventually, a woman came out and said that she had wrote the Terminator and the Matrix, and that the Matrix is a sequel to Terminator, and she shopped this. She sent in both scripts or whatever. She sent them in at different points, but they were produced. And she was saying,
They stole her
that
creative ideas.
Yeah, they stole her creative ideas, and that John Connor, JC, was like Jesus Christ, and Neo, the one, you know, so it was like,
Jesus Christ.
yeah. So she was saying, like, you know, they're both the same. They're both in the same world, and that the Matrix is the sequel to the Terminator franchise, you know.
Okay. So you can see a similarity. Did she win?
I don't know. I don't think
Did
so.
she win?
I don't know. I don't think so. But yeah, it was a woman, and you know, you can find her on Facebook. I don't know her name. Look it up on YouTube, and you know, it'll be there. But yeah, you know, she was there. Look, I did this. I wrote both of them. This is a continuation. Which, if she wrote one, you know, and then she was developing the story, it's kind of like George R.R. Martin, how he has all of those books.
Right.
Like, if she had something like that, it would be like, okay.
Well, I can see some validity to her claim because, you know, I was into the Terminator series. I was into the Matrix. The first episode of Matrix, you would think it's related to the Terminator, because actually the Matrix is the result of the machines taking over.
Right.
And then the Matrix is actually the rebellion of the humans against the Matrix, against the the machines.
Right.
So I can see that.
Yeah. I mean, I could definitely see it, but I think that she put it together after.
Actually speaking, if they were independent, then the people who did Terminator would be suing the Matrix people because you stole my concept. Because that's where I was going with it.
Right. But, I mean, Hollywood, whoever get there first, they have thousands of scripts running around. They like, look.
And they didn't give her a dime for it, huh?
No, I don't think so.
I mean, she didn't develop it. She developed the concept of it, of the robots taking over. But that's been a theme for years, man. That's been a theme of machines taking over for years, even before the Terminator. So
right. We love that. I mean, we love the idea of machines taking over.
Yeah. That's like iRobot with
Tom Cruise. No, Will Smith.
Will Smith. I mean,
I'm thinking of my Minority Report.
Yeah, but pretty much the same. The machines rebelled.
Right. Same thing. iRobot could be.
And then you can take it a step further. Planets of the Apes, when the animals rebelled against humans, because what happened was they learned how to control the chimps and the apes, and they became servants for the humans. And then the apes rebelled.
Right.
So similar stories.
Yeah. And with the Planet of the Apes, I mean, I think it was real big for its day back in the day, but
it was the stuff, man. See, you wasn't born then,
right?
Because I remember when it came out, and at the end, Charlton Heston was riding through the wilderness with this.
Like, how powerful was that?
That
man?
was powerful, man. and this voluptuous, dumber than a box of rocks lady.
Yeah.
Just come on. They were rolling, and all of a sudden, he started cussing. And then it's the Statue of Liberty. And I'm like, wow. I think I had to be like 13 or 14.
Like, man, they've been on Earth this whole time.
Yeah, I've been on Earth. How could you do this to us? You. No, I ain't gonna say
Yeah, it's like you dirty ape or something.
Well, that's what he said. He get your hands off me, you dirty ape.
Oh, but he was saying something like even fouler than that in the theaters?
Oh, yeah, he cussed.
Like, you mother effing apes?
No. He was cussing humans for this. It was the humans' war.
Oh.
That destroyed.
It's like, you effing humans.
Yeah, something.
We effed up.
Yeah, something to that effect.
Wow, man. But see, that's the thing. Like, those old movies, it's like I can read them more than I can see them, watch them, because of the camera and just the way they look, man. It's like,
Well, see.
Like, people complain about Roots, like, no, man, Roots is good, just leaving it there. Like, yo, man, I didn't even like watching Roots. Like, the old Roots, like, yo. So I know cats that's 5 years younger than me, 10 years younger than me,
Don't want to see
20 years younger than me. Like, I have a hard time watching the original Roots.
I watched the original series, not after the first part. The first part, I couldn't watch the second part where Chicken George was taking over and stuff. I couldn't watch that.
Oh, all right. Of
Roots.
James Evans.
Well, James Evans was
What was he?
Kunta Kinte.
Okay. And what was, it's not James Evans. What is his name? I can't think of his name. I'm sorry, buddy. I love you, man. I'm sorry. But yeah, like,
Toby be good. Toby work hard.
All right. So he was Kunta Kinte.
Toby stay put.
So who was Chicken George?
Lou Gossett.
Okay.
Lou Gossett.
All right.
And see, I just lost it with that one.
All right. So the origin story was, now have you seen the new one?
Yeah, I watched the new one.
In its entirety?
Not the entirety, but, You know
the origin of Chicken George in the new one versus the origin in
Well, Chicken George is the same thing. He had a Caucasian father.
And they had
they
had Gossip. They had Gossip Jr. Like, yo,
Lou Gossett Jr. playing.
His dad is white.
Chuck Connors was his father.
Oh man, talking about the seed is strong. He said, "Look, man, I don't care. Like, yo, my dad was white. You like jet black.
Wait a minute.
Was
he Fiddler? No, Lou Gossett was
Yeah,
Fiddler.
yeah.
Yeah, he was Fiddler. Who was Chicken George?
It was still somebody dark.
Back then, it wasn't in vogue to be light skinned.
Oh, all right.
It wasn't until lately.
Like to the 80s when the DeBarge family came
with the
on the
DeBarge.
scene.
Yeah. They changed everything.
Yeah. All this love is waiting for you, my baby. So yeah, the barge stepped it up for us, but
Sister Sledge, all of them came out.
Yeah.
Then Prince just changed everything.
Yeah,
Prince,
yeah.
everybody was like,
He said,
Now, that was it. Prince rolled out. Yeah, he gonna be missed, man. It's not even real. It don't even seem real. But it seems like every time one of those artists have a problem with the music companies, they die.
Yeah, I know it is weird.
Michael Jackson, Prince. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I know. I'm glad I'm not a music celebrity. Like, yo.
Yeah.
I'm
Tupac.
Man, see, we need a clock, so we know. Oh, well, I guess you can look on the recorder, see how long. But
It's been 47 minutes.
all right, so yeah, we good. We do what, about 90? Whatever, we'll fill it out. You know. Oh, now we haven't said this on the air. We are streaming Periscope and Facebook Live. We're gonna do this.
Experimentation.
Right, we're gonna do this for a couple weeks, and just to try to get the audience to interact. Now, if you're on Periscope, you could be asking a question or typing something in. We can't see you because of the phone is not facing this, so we can see. Eventually, we're going to get it to where if you guys type in questions or anything like that, we'll be able to answer them on the show. You know, like, look, you just connect with us on Periscope or Facebook Live. We're going to be doing this, so it'll be Monday. We'll do a connect on the site so that you guys know. And that's the whole idea. Like, the whole idea is to make it more accessible for our viewers so that you guys can interact with us. You know, like, look, you not only do you have to listen, but you can also ask us questions, or maybe if I say something wrong, you can correct me. Look, I don't care. You know, I'm not perfect. I don't know everything, so
Yeah.
please.
And you know, we're trailblazing. We're trying to develop the internet, the markets, and everything. Oh man, I got to sneeze. Sound like I was about to cry. But yeah,
He about to pop. He about to pop.
nah. But we're trying. We're experimenting. The internet has opened the world up to all kind of new concepts and theories. This is our hustle right now. So.
Yeah. So join us on Monday, and I'll be saying this a lot. You know, just kind of getting it in your ear. Those of you who would like to participate and interact with us, Mondays, or I would say 7 o'clock Eastern. So 7 p.m. Eastern time. We'll be back in the saddle. You know, if you're not sure,
back in the saddle again.
If you're not sure, just
Back
connect with
where
us
a friend is a friend.
on Facebook.
Yippee-yo-ki. I'm sorry, bro. I had to finish it.
On Facebook, Bo Miles. Look up Bo Miles. Look up the Artistry of podcast. You can find Fidlew on Instagram. So just type in Fidlew, Fidlew. If you're on Instagram, you can get a hold of Fid, you know, or Periscope. It would be Bo Miles. Like if it's Twitter, Bo Miles, Facebook. If you can remember, you know, Bo Miles, everything, you know, and that'll get you somewhere.
BoKnowsMusic.com.
So yeah, you know that's just like, look, man, this is what we doing, and you know, our core listeners are not expecting it. So, I don't know who was checking us out now, but thank you, you guys who tuned in, even if it was only for a minute or two. It's like, man, these guys suck. I'm gonna watch internet porn, like whatever.
I'm going to the bathroom and have some fun.
So yeah, whatever it is, thanks.
Whatever you do you.
Right.
Because we doing us.
Right. So, thanks for tuning in for just that little bit. But our core listeners, because we've been picking up, man. We've been like, we're doing all right. So you guys who would like to interact with us, check us out on Mondays.
Yeah.
Back to reality now.
Back to life. Back to reality. Back to the here and now. Yeah.
So we got I really don't care too much about this, but we'll just sprinkle over it. You have the GOP
Well, see, they
going on in what, Cleveland or Ohio?
And see, I'm gonna tell you, they just got the championship, NBA championship. They ain't about to tear that city up. they gloating over that championship. They're gonna be mild, meek, and now there is some protesters. I haven't been following it, but serious stuff ain't gonna be no serious stuff. City's growing, city's booming, popping, jumping. Yeah. They got their own
ice cream shop.
no, casinos and stuff.
All right.
If LeBron's wanted a casino, they give him his own, the king, put a crown up there. Toast of the town.
So they treat them good.
Oh man, they love them some LeBron up there.
He said they love
they
some
eat
LeBron.
him up with no salt. Love them some LeBron.
Man, yeah. That was just a good thing. Like, I was very happy that he did it.
I was surprised, man. I mean, I didn't expect. I'm like, huh? But see now. Everybody's salty, so they teaming up. They think they're gonna take it from them. Nah, you keep what you kill.
Yeah,
you keep what you kill. This man, you think you're gonna take this from me? Cause see, Stefan, he thought he was gonna. Yeah, I'm this new superstar. I'm gonna show LeBron. Okay, you live by the 3-pointer, you die by the 3-pointer. If you got to bring ass to kick ass. If you 175 pounds soaking wet. You ain't going to do nothing with them men out there. You got to go through the hole, man, because they're going to shut you down. They're going to shut that 3-pointer down just like they did.
Right.
And he got to do it off of a screen. Okay. You can't defend a man and just... Nah, you got to do it off a screen. So we'll see what happens. They picking up some weight next year. And they going to... Okay, we got the goal.
Oh, Cleveland or Golden State, because they
Cleveland.
Picked up. Golden State picked up who? Somebody.
What's his name?
Yeah, man, I cannot think of this dude's name, but he's like a bad boy.
Yeah, he played with Kansas City.
But so that that was like, all right.
He don't want to be out front. He just want a gold ring.
Right.
And he just want a championship ring. And there's other guys that want championship rings. We'll see. Yeah. Come and see.
Yeah, I got him, man. I got him winning, man. I got Cleveland taking it. Yeah, taking it next year.
Nobody out there gonna beat them
because they've been going, man. They've been going consistently. Check. They've been going. There we go. They've been going consistently to the playoffs. Like when with LeBron. Like like every time. LeBron has been to the championship a lot of times.
6 times in a row.
Right. Like.
And it's like this, man. He knows how to win now. The whole team knows how to win. And Verazion, the big Brazilian guy, he broke camp. They traded him. He thought he had him a ring. Nah. And then he went around congratulating the Cavs at the end, and they like, man, you gotta get out of here, bro. You gotta go on over there. You lost. You gotta go over there with the bench before. You can't be over here high-fiving us.
Oh, all right. Oh, he was part of Golden State?
Yeah, he was. He got traded to Golden State, and he was over there high-fiving the Cavs. And I'm like, keep putting him out there, because every time they put him out there, he screws up.
Right. He a double agent.
We'll give you a plastic ring, man. Give you a championship ring emeritus.
Yeah, man, that gotta suck. Especially if he had really identified with Cleveland. But
He been with Cleveland for a long time. He's the one who always flops.
all right, that they like, look, man, we need to win, so we can't have you part of this team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, you're a professional. You got to play hard. You can't go out there half-ing it. Because they got somebody young who wants your spot.
Right.
You got to stay. It's like jazz. It's like, man, if you don't keep your chops up. Young guys want it.
Yeah,
they want it.
Lion. And see, that's what I like about the show Ballers, man, because it has that element to it. You just get to watch it.
But see, that's anything in life, man.
And the splurging.
And in engineering, these old engineers, they ain't teaching these young guys nothing. I figured it out, you figured it out. That's not what it's about. If you all that, you ain't got no fears. You think Marcus Miller worried about somebody outplaying him on his bass? Heck no. I'll show you how to do it, man. I did this.
Right. Because he's already established. Like, even if his chops are diminished, because that's the great illusion that people don't realize. Mm-hmm. It's like what he became famous for has already happened.
Uh-huh.
Now it's just getting that money now.
That's what he's doing, getting that money. He got the Marcus Miller V7 Series V7 basses out. Cheapest basses out there. They some nice playing axes. He making money. They were originally put out for students. So a Marcus Miller 4-string alder body is like $399, but it sounds like a $700, $800, $900 bass. So they've changed the market. So unless you buying a boutique bass, everybody out there playing the series V7s, and you got to do the boutique thing. You got to be able to repair people's stuff, make these stuff sound good, But the series V7, they're so cheap till you break it. Buy another one.
Yeah, just get you another one.
Get you another one.
You might buy 3 of them.
Or 8. Like somebody I know did.
Yeah. But see, man, that's how
we ain't gonna say no names.
Man, them bass players,
even though his name is Fid, but we ain't gonna tell him Fid though.
Man, them bass players, man, y'all definitely have your share of instruments, But yeah, man, that it is, it's definitely something. You definitely have you gotta watch out for the lions, the young people coming up.
The young lions?
Right.
You just, you have to, like you said to me, most musicians, they've learned everything while they were at home. Once they left home and started gigging, they're not trying to learn new concepts or ideas unless it was a Miles Davis, a Coltrane. Those names you'll never forget. Those names you'll never forget. So you have to continuously learn and understand. And that's what makes a difference in the music. Understanding it. You learn a couple of chops, a couple of licks. That ain't nothing, man. Okay, it sounds good. All you're playing is based off of one scale, pentatonics. Okay, it sounds good. But eventually it wears out. Can you do this? No, man. I can't play them arpeggios. No, man. What you talking about? Okay. Next.
Right. And I mean, it's all about, you figure like once you're gigging out there and you're playing, if you have your identity, okay, this is who this person is, this is the way that he play or she now, nowadays. We have a lot more female players. So this is the way that, this player plays. So each night is a new crowd, And that's the thing about, like, paid gigs, man. It's real watered down. Like, you're not killing. Like, you are not killing, man. It's the same stuff. Like, yo,
You gotta bring
this is
them
what
in.
you did
You
last week. You feel me?
You
Like,
gotta bring them in.
like, it's not killing. People just buying into it. They're buying tickets. It's for the black jackets.
The cover charge.
Like, okay, the Black Jackets having a concert, or whoever. Like, I remember we had a concert over at the school. It was what's the dude who did Ain't No Sunshine When She's
Bill
Gone?
Withers.
Yeah. So he was over there, and he had a guitar player, and people, I guess they thought it was B.B. King, but the guy was young. Like, the guy wasn't even old, so he was playing, and everybody just went crazy. Like, everybody went crazy. Matter of fact, whoever this was, it wasn't even Bill Withers. It was somebody else, and he's old, and he died recently, and but he's a blues singer, and I believe that he wrote "Ain't No Sunshine When She's Gone." It's blue. Like, he wrote it and did the blues version of it. And
Bill Withers took it and redid it.
right. And this guy, he's not a player. He's just a singer. But he had a player with him, like a guitar player, right? So the guitar player, everybody in the band is getting some. This is before the guy even comes out and starts singing. So everybody in the band is getting some. They get to the guitar player, I guess because they're so used to blues singers being guitar players. When this guy started to play, like everybody just went crazy. I mean, you would have thought that this guy was B.B. King. Like, they went crazy.
See, they
And everybody in the band, they went, like, the audience went so crazy that everybody in the band looked over at him. Like, yo, man, you got a huge following here. Like, they were surprised. And then the real singer comes out, and then he, is like, all right, introducing la la la, and then everybody they erupted again. So then, like, for the guitar player, they never did that for him again. Like, after they figured out, like, yo, okay, he's not the star. I mean, and that's how people are, man. So you get these musicians who think they really killing. Like, oh man, I'm killing. Yo, you are not killing. Like, you're not. I'm sorry to tell you, Playboy, but like, yo, man.
player.
Yeah.
Play on.
Like, yo, man, you not killing, man. Like, I'm sorry to tell you. I'm sorry that I'm the one that gotta tell you that. But you're not killing, man. The audience is conditioned to expect a certain thing from people. So it's like, okay, this guy's they just say it. Okay, he's the best drummer in the world, right? So when you start playing your drum, everybody going crazy, but you're not killing, because if they didn't say that he was the best in the world, people would be like, all right, man, like, yo, I'm not really even into drum solos like that. Like, yo, do that. Like, yo, man, I don't want to hear 3 minutes of that. Right. Like, yo, he gonna take a 5-minute one? Like, he going for 5 minutes right now? Like, but once they add that title, people just kind of cheer you on just for, like, all right, let's cheer him on. He's the star. Yeah. That's just like your boy, Gerald Veasley. Like, I remember going to one of his concerts, and only because, he had that name, and people knew, like, okay, he is the star of this show. Like, they went crazy, but they don't know. Like, they can't tell you the difference between a C major and a C minor. So that's enough for my that's enough for my 2 cents. But that's the thing, far as where you're trying to get to. Mainly you're trying to get to that headline. You're trying to get to, okay, your name is on there. People know, okay, we're coming to see you. So no matter what you do, it could be crap. People gonna go crazy. Oh man, he killing, man. So that's just a little bit of philosophy from your boy Bo. Take it or leave it, your mother.
Shut your mouth. I'm talking about Bo.
Right. So now
I can dig it.
we also have just the police versus the public is crazy right now, man. Like, I don't even think the 5 murders happened. It could have happened on the last episode. I don't know if we talked about it or not.
No, we didn't talk about it.
Right, so it probably happened that night or it happened the next day or whatever. So, so it's like, man, you have that. People are taken to the streets. They're now like, look, man, we're going after the cops. Like, that's where we are in this country, and we've been here before. With the Black Panther Party.
Well, it wasn't just the Black Panther.
Right. It wasn't just, but
it was Afro Set in Cleveland. It was a bunch of different ones, and you had some guys who were forced who were drafted, served in the military. They learned military tactics. Once again, both the shooters in both cases, ex-military guys.
Oh, all right. Even in Baton Rouge,
yep.
Baton Rouge.
Yep, the guy, the last one.
Oh man,
he was a Marine.
A Marine as well.
Yeah, they taught him how to kill.
Man, they had the footage of
what
the first
makes the
one.
grass grow? Blood. Man,
did you see the footage of the first one?
Yeah.
Man, I mean, he was just like coming around, just getting it in, killing cops. Like,
yeah, he was.
It was crazy.
They wasn't used to them kind of tactics. This
Right.
guy, that's what they doing in Iraq and stuff, man. You hand-to-hand combat. You fighting with them guys, and it's.
And they sent the machine in on them.
Yeah, and blew them up.
Yeah.
But again, though, man,
now in the second one,
America's not ready for that.
Right. Now I watched a little bit of the video of the second guy. He was like, "Look, man, we know what needs to be done. Look, I know what it's gonna take for change. Those of you who want to protest, like, all right, that's cool. You go in and do your protest, but the alphas, look, we know what we gotta do. It's like,
there's
man.
other ways to do it though, bro, because you killing everybody.
Right.
Because see now cops are gonna look at everybody as a potential, criminal. They stops are gonna be. They're going to have... I saw some stops along the road. It's like 3 or 4 cars stopping for one guy in a truck.
Black guy, white guy?
Race ain't an issue. It was a white guy, but race ain't an issue.
There was 3 or 4 of them stopped.
It was 3 or 4 cars of cops stopped for this one guy. And they ain't playing, man. Because the copycats ain't done. The copycats aren't done. And I feel sorry for you young guys, man, because... I got a heavy road to hoe, man, because I'm telling you, this stuff ain't over.
But eventually, like when it was happening during your day, like how long would you say? It was like, what, 10 years?
Well, see, it was organized. It was the Black Panthers. It was the Black Nationalists, the Afro Sets. But see, all of those guys were infiltrated by the FBI. And so eventually the police and the FBI liquidated them. But see, now they trying to blame it on Black Lives Matter group. Them just some people who saying, my life matters too. That's all they're saying, basically.
Right. They're not like an organized group.
No.
Mustafa is the head of the Black Lives Matter.
You have Caucasians in the Black Lives Matter movement.
Right.
You got everybody in it. It's just saying that, you're killing everybody, but you're killing us a little bit more. So we would like for you to stop killing us. That's basically all they're asking for. And they trying to say that the Black Lives Matter are terrorists. Them ain't no terrorists. Them is American citizens just like everybody else do. What are we terrorizing for? I mean, because we don't want to die? People have their children out there. That's not no communist. It's not a communist-inspired group of people. Back in the day, there were suggestions that the Afro Set and all those other guys were closely related to communist parties. They might have been. I don't know. But these people ain't communists. It ain't in vogue to be communists now, man, because what are they offering? What are they offering? So I'm just saying. So
it was a different landscape back then, which allowed the FBI to diffuse the situation.
And they didn't infuse it. They just wiped your butt out.
He said, "Look, they just wiped all these groups out. Like
You gotta look, know your history. That's all I can say. Know your history.
right."
You know.
But like you said, now they're not groups. Now it's like sleeper cells. You got
No, don't say that, because now you're associated with a terrorist concept. These are
Right.
just guys. These are individuals who are frustrated.
right, but like you said, I mean, but they are based in the format. The formula now comes from the terrorists. These terrorist groups.
You don't want to associate terrorism, because you can be considered a terrorist for your statements. So you don't want to do that, man. You don't want to buy into that.
I mean, but this is where
But that's what
these tactics look similar, right? Like they don't. This isn't new. Like these two guys. This isn't like we've seen this.
But okay, if they was fighting the Iraqis, would you consider them as terrorists? They're applying the skills that they learned from our government.
Just like the terrorists, most of the time they're learned from our government too.
Okay, but
Like
I don't. These were frustrated guys, probably both of them with mental issues, who were ready to clock in anyway, because once they knew what was going to happen to them eventually. So,
right, and it's like anything, football, right? You playing football, you in the game is that exciting life,
and it's a game,
and you get kicked out.
Okay, you get past it.
You still want to play. You know, you still like
Yeah, but
I can just get back on the field. So you have these soldiers in their prime who are being dismissed or honorably discharged or whatever, but they are stepping away from that military life. But it's still in them. It's still like the thrill.
I ain't no thrill, man.
It's a thrill. Like you gunning people down. This is what you've been trained to do. Like
It's more like the video games. The video games are teaching you more to be a terrorist than anything else. Because you get to walk around and just kill, and if you die, you get a new life. But that's not reality.
Right. And basic training, like all of that stuff, these guys went through the training. Like these guys, it's not video. They ain't play video games to get to where, they're like gunning down police. Like they've been through training. Like these guys have been trained by the military
to kill an enemy.
Right, to kill, to kill.
Right.
And, so it's like, look, man, these guys, you take that away. And I can kind of see, at this point now, I can see, like, Boko Haram and all these other terrorist groups. Like, I can see how they come about. Like, I can see how. Because it's on one hand, America comes into your country, and America teaches you how to fight, teaches your army, teaches your military, but at the same time, they're treating you like crap. So you're like, look, man, I don't need this. I don't need this from you. I'm equal to you. We are the same. We are humans. But no, we're not. No, we're not humans.
Well,
we're not equal, and that causes that frustration and that animosity, and that causes you now to lash out at your perceived enemy. Now it's America.
But who's the enemy?
Whoever you see it be.
Okay, but
whoever's attacking you.
Okay, but we're all Americans. We're all Americans, so there are no enemies among us, man.
He's about to buy. Oh man, look, man, you got to sneeze, man. Let it out, man.
It won't come out, bro.
Cause I think you about. About to break.
I mean, I don't want us to pander into the type of climate Fox News is creating.
Right.
Okay? They made Fox News has drastically changed. Fox Network. I remember when Fox Network first came out. You probably don't remember. But back then, they were one of the few networks that were playing black shows, black series and stuff.
Yeah, like rock and.
Yep. Once they got popular, they cut them all off. So they pimped the black audience and the black people to get to where they are. So they ain't no different from anybody else. So the holier than thou, high and mighty Fox Network, don't buy into that crap about these guys are terrorists.
Oh, they had like In Living Color. They had all the black shows.
They had all the black shows, man. All the black shows. And now you won't find a black show on there because they got so many news programs on there. They're a paid group of assassins, man. I mean, Stacey Dash went on there and made a fool out of herself. I used to respect Geraldo Rivera. Now he's pandering to... They're pandering to make a buck. Okay? Stacey went on there to make some money. But, okay.
I mean, but you don't think that she just genuinely believes, like, look, this is what we need to do to move forward, to be...
You think her statements are valid?
I think that some of the stuff that she was saying, I can see her perspective, but at the same time, I understand those of you who went through, like, who really went through it, like you have a different look. Whereas, okay, look at her. She's been pretty famous and a female and stuff like that for during a time when you're not faced with a lot of adversity.
Okay. She was used.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
She was used. She made a fool out of herself. And she's lost respect among her own community.
But she can get that. That's nothing. She can get that back.
No,
no
she
problem.
can't.
Yeah.
No, she can't.
Yeah. People do it all the time. Like athletes, actors, congressmen, they do it all the time.
She don't have a career. She don't have any talents anymore. She like a old washed out flea bag or something.
Until the next show. Like,
what show, man?
That's my point.
Disney ain't gonna pick her up no more, man.
Yeah, man.
Disney ain't gonna pick her up.
2-3 years, yeah, man. 2-3 years from now, that's just like we've seen people get exiled from America. I remember when what's the boy Johnny Depp? He couldn't even come into this country. Bill Maher. I remember he called the terrorists. He said they wasn't cowards. He had a show on HBO. He said this was right after the 9/11 attacks, man. He said that they were not cowards, that it takes a lot of balls to fly a plane into a building. He lost that show that week. Like he was not right.
But he got his mind right, and he started saying the right things.
Right.
What they wanted
no,
him
but
to
it
say.
blew over. No, man, he was off the air for like 7 years, but then he came back.
Well, the crap that got out there now don't know what they're doing, man. The Dan Rathers, the Walter Cronkites. You'll never see journalism like that anymore. You got.
Now you just romanticizing the past.
No, I'm talking about journalism is supposed to be unbiased. You're not supposed to shape the news. You're not supposed to create the news. You're supposed to report the news, and deliver the facts and allow us to make a decision on what's happening. Not shape my thoughts.
Right.
Not say catchphrases like thugs or gangsters or people wearing hoodies.
Right.
Okay.
Right, I agree.
Okay. Geraldo Rivera had the nerve to say if Tavon hadn't been wearing a hoodie, he'd be alive. Tavon didn't make the hoodie. He bought it. So why don't y'all stop selling them if you don't want nobody to wear them? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Okay.
I agree with you.
We don't produce them. Okay. Stop selling them.
But see, that's like looking at the gazelle and saying like the gazelle, oh man, if you just did this or you did that. No, when you have a predator out looking for you, you might get got.
It's like saying a woman, she got raped because she had on this dress.
Right. That's not true. This guy wanted to get into something. He wanted some cooch, and you just so happened to be the one. But if it wasn't you, it was going to be somebody else. And it probably was somebody else. And after you, it's probably somebody else.
Yeah.
Like there's just predators. And that's the thing, like, with some cops, not all cops, like, look, man, I don't have a problem with law enforcement. Yes, they were created as slave patrol, and
Damn.
you know, like look, all right, but now now we got
Okay.
some of the would be slaves. You feel me? Now they out patrolling. So like I'm not against that. Like, all right, I'm not against that, and I want them to go home. They try and go home. Cops trying to go home.
I want to go home.
Yeah, I want to go home.
Give me my ticket. Thank you, sir. Have a pleasant day, because I want to go home after that.
But at the same time, like, yo, man, you got people abusing this power. It's not, like you said, it's not just blacks, meaning that they're not just doing it towards blacks. They're doing it towards whites. They're doing it towards anyone that they can. They're abusing power. And, the American people is just not going to take it no more.
Well, I don't know. I mean, this is a subject that we are not experts in. We can render our opinions, but it's going to take communications from both sides to resolve the problem. And, somebody getting up, hiding someplace, shooting somebody isn't the answer, man.
But they already know how to take care of that. You said it. They already did it. Like, but the only difference now, and this is like, look, man, it's the same tactics.
What they're going to do is they're going to start wearing flak jackets. You can see them carrying automatic weapons, assault rifles.
But they're not ready for that.
Yes, they are, because you have to understand. This one act of violence in California about 10 or 15 years ago, where these guys robbed this bank, and they came in there with AK-47s, fully automatic, full body armor, helmets, face guards, and everything. And the cops was going up against them with their 9mm service pistols. They wrecked them, and two guys wrecked them. They like, this ain't gonna happen no more. And same thing gonna happen. This ain't gonna happen no more. They gonna show you something.
But
come and see.
But they can't.
Yes, they can.
And they can't.
That's
the problem with terrorism.
No,
is that
no.
It's not a group. Like, that was the thing that happened back in the day with the nationalists and all those other guys. They were a part of a group. So, like you said, they just got somebody to infiltrate them, to go in. They just set them up and they take out the group. So if it's 12 of them, we go and get rid of the 12, and then we're done. But that's not the case now. It's not 12. These guys don't even know each other.
Probably don't.
Like, they don't. Like, these guys, they don't know each other. They're not in correspondence. Like you said, we're not experts. I don't know. I'm not following it like that. They might know each other. They might not. I'm just saying that they don't, just far as what the information has been released so far, that this is not a planned thing between Texas and...
They're calling it a copycat, but...
in Louisiana.
They're calling it a copycat, but... the first terrorist act in this country of hijacking a plane was done by an American.
Oh, with D.B. Cooper.
D.B. Cooper. The first bombing of a federal building was done by an American.
With Timothy McVeigh.
Okay.
Right. And the Unabomber, that's terrorism.
But they were Americans protesting the system.
Right.
And then
so what did they call that? They didn't call it. Did they call it terrorism?
I don't think so. Just some angry Americans. But so that's why I say don't buy into
Fox
that.
is trying to frame this
Yes,
as terrorism.
That's what Fox is trying to do.
And is that to kind of categorize blacks with
it's to
Islamic extremists?
Well, do you want to be potentially? Do you remember what happened to the Japanese at World War II? World War II. They put them in concentration camps.
Oh, like the ones who were all the Japanese that were over here in the country.
Yeah, they put them in concentration camps.
Oh, okay.
So, do you want to be labeled as a potential terrorist, and you given a passport that you have to maintain with you to show that you was a good guy, if elsewise we're gonna put you in a concentration camp. Okay.
Oh man, I'm a good black. I'm one of the good blacks.
So all I'm saying is don't
Oh.
pander into that, because that's what they want to do. They want to frame and create the news as opposed to report the news.
Right.
Okay, and they got them chicken head women. A guy come up there trying to have a say so or have a debate with him. They cut him off. That's so disrespectful, man. I've never seen such unprofessional journalism. I can't even watch it. I turn it to 5 minutes to try to see it, and I get sick to my stomach and have to turn it from them because they're so nauseating.
Right. But the people are the ones who say like this is trendy. This is what we like.
No.
Yeah.
That tube tells you what you like. They have people who spend years in college learning how to use advertisement, how to pander to people's wants and desires. Okay? We're going to be a fascist nation before this is over. And they're going to blame everybody for their woes.
When you look at
Now, we didn't create NAFTA.
social media.
We didn't create NAFTA.
Right.
All our jobs is going out the country. So why y'all mad at me? Because I want a job. Y'all should be mad at the people y'all elected into the positions who allowed our work to lead this country.
Now, platforms like Facebook, Twitter, Netflix, HBO, all of these things, when we talk about Blockbuster and how they fell to the wayside, they didn't keep up, like with the shifts and the trends of the people. Like the people control that. The people put their dollars.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, the people control. Like the people controlled that Blockbuster went out of business.
No, my buying power it couldn't keep up with what Netflix was doing.
No, you like you said, your buying power shifted to Netflix.
Right, but what's more convenient than to put a CD in the mail and it comes back to you? What's more convenient than getting that stuff streamed to you? I mean, it's just the future.
Right, but see, that's my point. It's like the people with their money took the business away from Blockbuster.
Let me give you an example.
Like Netflix didn't do it; the people did it.
Okay, let me share something with you.
I mean, let's address that before you share. Let's address that.
It's related.
Okay.
Let me talk.
Go ahead.
Let me talk. Can I talk? Okay. Back in the day before cars. Okay? Before cars, it was horses. Driving all through New York, dropping their droppings all over the place. They had guys who went around sweeping, picking up stuff and everything. They had special diapers for the horses and stuff. Then they said, we got a solution for that. We got the horseless carriages. We got cars. We're going to get rid of all that pollution from them horse droppings.
But now, when you say they, it wasn't like the government said it.
Yeah, it was. It's the people.
No, the government didn't say it. You had people who are developing this technology and who made the car.
Right.
And who busting their back to make the car. And then you have people out there selling cars. Like,
okay, same concept. I'm just trying to get you to see it's a trend. Trends happen. Okay, you don't see horses on the street no more. You see cars. But the pollution now, there's still a pollution problem. Before there was just horse manure. Now, the whole ozone is being affected. All your air is being affected. So, you give up one good thing for another.
Right, but the people had a decision over if horses were going to take off or continue to prosper or cars. Like, people had a decision. They had a buying power to say, no, I'm going to go with this car.
Well, it was new. Everybody wanted that new.
Right, but the people decided.
No. The marketers provided to you. You liked it. They didn't decide because you have no decision-making process in how a car is made.
Right, but I, with my money, chose to buy a car.
Okay. I'll accept that. But I don't think that because you bought that car didn't save a horse.
Like I don't care about the horse.
No,
Right? Like I'm
you
just
don't care
worried.
about Blockbuster either.
Right? You know, like
You just want what you want. You want your gratification, and if it destroys a Blockbuster, a horse, you want what you want.
all right. Now with that same buying power, the people decided that this style of news, which I don't like, I agree with you that the way it used to be, if it was that way, like I don't know, but if it was wholesome news,
No, not wholesome, but unbiased.
right? If it was unbiased news, and the people said like, "Look, this is entertaining."
See, here's the thing.
The chicken head
Bef-
newscasters,
before Obama came out, before Obama came on the scene, Fox beat up the Democratic Party. They beat up everybody in the Democratic Party. Okay, so when Obama got elected, they just started castigating him. We've had 8 years of Obama browbeating, 8 years, and they're going to continue to browbeat him, and they're going to associate the whole Democratic Party with Obama for the next 5 or 6 years until they find somebody else to blame, unless Hillary get elected, and they're going to say she's the extension of his administration. Okay, what about her husband? What damage did he do? He's the one who NAFTA. The Republicans benefited more from NAFTA than the Democrats did, because Democrats don't own no businesses. It's the Republicans who benefited from NAFTA. But they don't say nothing about Clinton and NAFTA. And he's a Democrat. So basically what I'm saying is they want to slant the news for their purposes. And if people are what's a good word to say? If they're not used to or remember what concept of journalism is, and it's supposed to be unbiased, then they're going to listen to what he says, because they're shaping the news for them. They're telling you what you want. It's like, you want this toothpaste, okay? Because this is going to make your smile brighter. This is going to make somebody like you more. Well, they're looking for somebody to blame for their problems. And they found somebody.
right? And at the same time, I mean, because they're doing research, like this is not just at the whim, but they know that the majority of the country is American. And when I say that, that's just to say that whenever it's like a black issue, then it's more like, okay, now it's terrorism. You know, blacks they don't want to be a part of the group. They don't want to be a part of the team. They want to go against the team.
We do.
But when it's whites, it's, look, his job, he lost how can he feed his family? How can he feed, he's lashing out. He can't even feed his family. We're taking jobs away.
What did they do to Timothy McVeigh?
How can you blame him?
What did they do to Timothy McVeigh?
What did they do to him?
They executed him.
Right, for blowing up the building.
For blowing up that building. They didn't have a sad song for him.
Right, but like you said, it's not terrorism. He's not a terrorist.
It was a form of terrorism.
Yeah,
it was
but
a hate group.
No, they didn't. They don't frame it like that, like it's terrorism.
What do they frame it as?
The one who shot up the church, who, he's trying to, he's just killing blacks. Like they didn't say that was terrorism.
He had a bad day.
The guy who shot up the, all of these shootings, shot up the school, Sandy Hook. People don't even believe that that's real. Some people think that Sandy Hook was created is a conspiracy. That wasn't terrorism. Shooting up the movie theater, that wasn't but now you got a brown guy shooting up a party. It is terrorism. Like,
about the Boston Marathon.
Right. They were brown. I mean, they were European Muslims. So it's like, look, I mean, They wasn't like really one of the good. They wasn't American. You know, so you get that terrorism. And my point for all of that is to say that whenever you're not going along with the crowd, then it's something. And we see this, it's like a kidnapper. I kidnapped you, and when someone comes to the house, like my cousin comes to the house and he says, man, you need to let him go. He don't want to go. I've kidnapped you. You are in my house under my, terrorism.
Protection.
Yeah, / protection. And when, my cousin says, look, let you go. You want to go? No. No. I don't want to go. Like, you're not even in a position to even tell your true emotions because you're a prisoner.
Yeah.
That's just my point. It's not to say that that blacks don't like America or anything. I'm just saying that we're in a position where you can't even speak the truth.
Yeah. Well,
so
you can speak the truth. Might cost you, but you can speak the truth.
Right. And but look, like you said, hey, it might cost you.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I mean, it's a crazy situation. I've been focusing mainly on the music. Is what time? You just said
1:30, hour and 37.
Okay, all right. So yeah, we'll just wrap it up. But I've been focusing on the music, man. Like that's like my main thing. Like I feel good. Like I'm happy.
Hey, stick to your music, man, and leave the politics to the politicians.
Right, man. But
that's all I said, man. Pay your tickets. Check your tail lights before you start driving. Make sure your license plate is lit up. If you get stopped, make sure you got your driver's license on the dashboard and proof of insurance, and give it to him and take the ticket because he gonna give you that ticket.
Yeah,
he gonna give you that ticket. Ain't nothing you can do to stop him from giving it. So just take it. If you think it's wrong, you meet him in court. You can't resolve it with him.
Right. You can't, man. Like I said earlier, we're like just game, and the predator is out. He's looking.
He's not just doing it to blacks. He's doing it to everybody.
Right. It's not a black thing or a white thing, but with the environment, look, if if I'm in the Arctic and you are brown, you have on all brown, like, look, I see you.
I see you. Come and see.
Yeah, and then look, if we're in the forest and you got on all white,
I see you.
I see you.
But you got the camouflage on. Where you at?
Yeah, so that's all that is. But like, look, man, the predator, he gonna eat. Like, look,
he keeps what he kills.
Right. He gonna eat. Like, look, man, I'm gonna eat. Whether I'm gonna rape a chick, I don't care. Like, look, if it could be a white chick who about to, they're on the wrong side of the law. That makes her a little bit vulnerable. Mm-hmm. He gonna get some of that. If it's a black chick on the wrong side of the law, he gonna get some of that. So it's not about race. It's look, if I can flex a little bit of my power on you, I'm gonna do it.
It's like with the police dogs. Once they pull that dog out the car,
right,
he got to bite you.
Yeah, he gotta bite you.
They gonna let him bite you because if he don't get that satisfaction, he got to bite you.
Right. That's just like now. Like I'm and we wrapping up, but now like if my dog is out, right? He's out, he's chilling, and I'll be like, I give him the command for him to come here and then to go in to his crate. Like if I pull out the collar and he, once he hear, because he can hear it, if I pull out the collar, look, I'm gonna use it. And so don't even try to like. Now you're gonna follow directions. It's like, look, because he needs to know that whenever he hears it, I'm gonna use it. So that way, he don't want me to pull it out. He don't want me to use it. He follows the command. Like first time, like if he was in here right now and I tell him a command, he's gonna follow it because he knows that if he does it.
What's wrong with the collar, man? What's wrong with the collar?
That's when we get Monday on the show. Dog trainer, he can educate you guys. I don't want to take that away from him. I'll tell you off air, but yeah, man, like, you know, but it's effective because he's like, look,
Well,
if I pull it out, I'm gonna use it, you know, and it just conditions him to where the dog is like, nah, you're not gonna use that. So yeah, man, we'll talk about that in depth on off air. Like I said, we're gonna have my dog trainer. We're gonna get him on. He wanted to come on anyway, so we'll get him Monday. Big shout outs to you, baby boy. But yeah, man, this is like effective stuff, man.
Who's our sponsors, man?
All right. Before we get to the sponsors, remember, guys, we are going to do this. We are going to Periscope. We are going to do this once a week live, Periscope and Facebook on the Artistry of podcast page. We're doing this so that you guys can interact with us. If some of you wrote any comments or did anything now, we don't know, only because we're not in a position to see it. But as we continue to do this, we're going to refine it and just perfect it. So
Get better at it.
right, because the whole idea of this is just to engage, so that we know our listeners. We want to know you guys. You know, we want to hear from you. We want to hear your thoughts on it. It's no right or wrong. Like, if you don't believe in Black Lives Matter, you can say that. Like, don't think that, okay, nah, you can't listen to the podcast no more. Nah, man, you can listen to it. You come on, if that's how you feel, then say it. Or if you agree, look, man, look, Bo, Fid is right. You know, you don't know. All right, look, I want to hear it. You know, I want to hear that too. You know, look, man, I'm riding out with Fid on this one. Look, that's even good too. So the whole idea of this live streaming is so that we can get that conversation going with our listeners. So Mondays, I want to say next Monday, at least around 7. We usually try to start at 6:30. So we should be in that game by 7 p.m. Eastern time. We have a lot of international listeners. So check us out. Join us on Periscope or Facebook Live. So we are brought to you by AdvancedBKJ.com. Go there for all of your jiu-jitsu learning. You want to learn this thing called jiu-jitsu. You want to step it up. You don't want to, have some little 12-year-old choking you out.
Like that little guy did that bully. I mean, he whooped the knot on that dude, man. I still love that one, man.
Yeah. I mean, his technique was just clean.
It was clean. It was like he had been doing it for 10, 15 years. The roundhouse kicks, overhand rights.
Yeah. That was
most
crazy.
people don't lead with their right hand, man.
Yeah, little man, he was something serious. So you can be something serious too. Go to AdvancedBKJ.com. Sign up. We have tournaments and all kinds of stuff coming up. So go there today. Check it out. Butch House at AdvancedBKJ.com. Also brought to you by Fidloo right here. You've heard them. You can see one of these axes. One of the axes is right here. So go there. Check out the merchandise. So you guys are already doing that. So thank you. I want to thank you personally. Bo Miles would like to thank you guys because maybe you heard the advertisement. You was like, look, man, let me go and check this out, man. So
check them out.
So go there. Go to Fidloo. Remember, we are doing the Fidloo challenge. Buy an axe. You don't even know how to play it.
Try that for a couple of days. If you want, we can look over it together and see what it tells us. This is real assertiveness in action. There's an implied reprimand that is surrounded by empathy and encouragement. While an aggressive approach makes the problem seem deep and mysterious, assertive dialogue puts it on the surface where it seems easy to correct. Instead of feeling threatened, people will feel happy about doing the things you suggest. It's hard to do anything but agree when suggestions are put this way, but the process isn't over. Whenever constructive direction has been given, be sure to follow it up with praise for any improvement, no matter how slight. In this way, a person who might otherwise feel diminished by criticism acquires a fine reputation to live up to. All these points were made very clear by Dale Carnegie in his pioneering work on interpersonal behavior and relationships. And Carnegie had one more insight that's often overlooked by people who confuse assertive tactics with aggressive behavior. Whenever you have to focus on a negative situation or deliver criticism of any kind, what happens at the close of the conversation is extremely important. Don't ever allow the discussion to end on a negative note. Don't let the other person walk away feeling put upon or victimized. Surprisingly, this is especially true when your criticism was very well justified, because that's when someone can feel really guilty and downhearted. Always give people the opportunity to save face. Always allow them an honorable retreat. This opens up the opportunity for a fresh start during their next interaction. The alternative is a lingering sense of negativity, and an assertive conversation, above all, should be a positive experience for everyone. During these first two sessions, we defined assertiveness and distinguished it from aggression and passivity. We've spoken about how to develop assertiveness from a strategic point of view, through understanding the issues involved and through exercises you can do before taking assertive action in the everyday world. In this second session, we've been looking at tactical applications of assertiveness in contemporary business situations, and we've seen how Dale Carnegie anticipated those situations even in his earliest work. Before moving on to the sharply focused topics on assertiveness that will comprise our following sessions, let's look at some of the reactions you may get when you make assertiveness the basis of your business communications. Knowing how to recognize and deal with these reactions is extremely important. Unless you handle them correctly, you may indeed have behaved assertively while you were in the presence of the other party, but you won't get the action you desire after the conversation is completed. By far, the most common negative response to assertiveness is simple aggression by the other person. In some situations, there may be raised voices, red faces, fists pounded on the table, along with all kinds of threats and intimidation. The challenge here is to avoid being drawn into those kinds of behaviors. Assert your right to remain apart from them. If you've done your strategic work before the conversation took place, you can be sure you're in the right, so there's no need to apologize or back down. You can certainly express regret that the other person is upset, but having said that, you should then reaffirm your position. One of the most dangerous things about anger is the fact that it's so highly contagious. You need to create immunity from other people's anger by awareness of just how catching it can be. And remember, even if people don't get angry in your presence during an assertive conversation, it's a mistake to let them leave before any harsh feelings are resolved. Otherwise, you may find them expressing their anger about you to other people in the workplace instead of to your face, and that can be even more difficult to deal with. Through the grapevine, you may hear that there has been complaining and grumbling around the water cooler. At least initially, the best tactic is to ignore this fallout. If it continues, you'll want to have another conversation in which you apply the same principles of assertiveness that we've been discussing, but make bickering and backbiting the subject of your talk. This time, however, make sure that any negative feelings come to the surface before you part ways, no matter how much anger that may include on the other person's part. As we've discussed, the challenge for you is to avoid being drawn into it. Overtly aggressive behavior, whether in your presence or behind your back, is actually easier to deal with than passive aggressive responses to an assertive conversation. Pouting, self-pity, excuse-making, and even crying are very common. Once again, be sympathetic, but don't back down. In a previous session, we introduced the tactic of simply repeating your core message over and over, quietly but firmly, no matter how much drama you may encounter. Some individuals react to assertiveness by taunting, trying to undermine your argument and position, and other such behavior. It is important to deal with those reactions immediately by pointing out what the person is doing and by affirming your position. If there are other people present, it's best to take the person aside rather than dealing with the problem in front of others. It's also possible that an individual may completely deny everything you've been saying. You can be accused of completely fabricating a problem where none actually exists. This can be difficult because you're talking about two opposing interpretations of reality, and the other person may sincerely believe that you're completely mistaken. Here it's appropriate to apologize for any possible error on your part, but only in a hypothetical way. Your response should probably sound something like this. I've told you how things look to me. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. But if my perceptions were accurate, I need to stand by what I said. If the issue you've been discussing is sensitive enough, you may even encounter someone who complains of a health-related symptom, feeling faint, for example, or shortness of breath, or a sudden headache. This doesn't happen often, but when you're really asking people to change their behavior, you should be prepared for surprises of all kinds. There's no doubt, however, that in today's workplace you must take any physical complaints very seriously, especially if you're in a managerial position. The legal issues are so delicate that you must offer medical assistance whenever anyone mentions a physical problem. There's probably nothing seriously wrong, but there's always the chance that something really is. In any case, you'll be protecting yourself from possible legal action. So far, we've talked about people who defend themselves against your assertive interventions. That defense may take the form of direct aggression against you, subversive behavior behind your back, or passive-aggressive acting out. But on the other end of the spectrum, there are people who not only seem to agree with you, but who can't seem to stop apologizing. This can be a very effective form of interpersonal jujitsu, unless you know how to deal with it. The best response is to quietly say that apologies are not really necessary, or at least not more than once. Then reassert the appropriateness and fairness of what you already said. If you keep these tactical responses in mind, you'll find that your assertive behavior will bring you the best possible results. Of course, others may find it surprising or even shocking at the outset, especially if you're not known for asserting yourself in the past. There are several reasons why assertive behavior is so hard for some people to accept. Although the situation is beginning to change, in the past, our educational institutions have tended to encourage non-assertive behavior. Often assertiveness has been mistaken for aggressiveness, thereby associating actions that may have been very much in the right with antisocial or disruptive behavior. The truth is, if you had a conventional upbringing any time over the last 50 years, you probably haven't learned the skills and responses that constitute genuine assertiveness. But these can be learned, and the effort is hugely worthwhile. As your assertive skills develop, you'll find that they tend to neutralize the anxieties many people experience in various business situations. By learning, practicing, and trying out assertive responses, you'll find that there's a marked reduction in stress of all kinds. In fact, learning appropriate assertive behavior is one of the main ways by which anxiety is now treated. Learning to be more assertive, therefore, can lead to greater emotional freedom in general. People who are very non-assertive, passive, and inhibited often have difficulty freely expressing other emotions like tenderness and real affection. Learning to express justified annoyance and anger, and to assert one's rights in a firm and straightforward manner, makes it easier to relate to people in a friendly and caring way. One of the greatest benefits of learning assertiveness is the increase it will bring in your sense of freedom. No one should be subject to the domination, whims, and aggression of others. There is only one way to eliminate those restrictions, and that's by being appropriately assertive with anyone who tries to dominate or stifle you, especially in business situations. People have to be free in choosing their actions. Right now, if you're unable to be assertive in a business situation, then you're not free. But the information you'll get in the sessions that follow will change that forever. Very few people are aggressive nearly all the time and in all situations. Likewise, very few individuals are totally without assertiveness in all situations. More typically, people hold their own in some circumstances, but are non-assertive in others. The task is to analyze these various settings, become more fully aware of how you respond in each of them, observe and learn alternative ways of acting, and practice these responses, first just in thought or in written exercises, and gradually in real life. As you learn more about assertiveness, it's important not to hurry the progression from exercises to application in the workplace. Take your time. Sometimes there's a temptation to progress too quickly. Recognize that there will be some ups and downs in the learning curve. Although the reactions of others to assertiveness are usually quite positive, it's only realistic to note that some people respond in an adverse way. Just keep these basic facts in mind. It is your right to stand up for yourself and to assert your individuality. On the other hand, you don't have to be assertive all the time in all circumstances. The goal is to have the power to assert yourself and to be free to make that choice. In closing, here are some questions to keep in mind that will help you keep track of your assertiveness. When you first hear these questions, you may want to just answer yes or no. But when you listen to these questions again, try to compare your progress with how you felt in the past and set a goal for where you want to be next time. When you differ with someone you respect, are you able to speak up and share your own viewpoint? Are you able to refuse unreasonable requests made by your coworkers and even by your supervisors? Do you readily accept positive criticism and suggestion? Do you ask for assistance when you need it? Do you always have confidence in your own judgment? If someone else has a better solution to a problem than what you had thought of, do you accept it easily, gracefully? Do you express your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs in a direct and honest way? Do you try to work for a solution that to the greatest degree possible benefits all parties? If you answered yes to the majority of these questions, you're well on your way to an assertive approach to life and career. The topics in the sessions that follow will very quickly take you to the next level of mastery. And if you didn't answer yes, please join me for session 3 immediately. If you want to win friends, make it a point to remember them. If you remember my name, you pay me a subtle compliment. You indicate that I have made an impression on you. Remember my name, and you add to my feeling of importance. Dale Carnegie. Welcome to Session 3. In the previous 2 sessions, we defined assertiveness as the foundation of all effective people skills. We first looked at strategies of assertive behavior, that is, how to plan and prepare for encounters in which you act assertively. Then we spoke about tactics of assertiveness that you can put into action when you're face-to-face with another person or a group. Now, and for the rest of the program, we'll focus on using assertiveness to attain specific results in your dealings with other people. Here in Session 3, for example, we'll see what it takes to create an emotional bond with another individual, a personal rapport that can not only make business dealings more fun, but can also be the basis for mutually beneficial interactions. Rapport is not necessarily a word we use every day, but we've chosen it carefully here because it refers to something very specific that happens between people. Here's how the dictionary defines rapport: an emotional bond or friendly relationship based on mutual liking and trust, in the sense that wants, needs, and concerns are mutually understood. At the outset, let me call your attention to 4 words in the definition you just heard. The words are mutual liking and trust. Words like that don't often enter into discussions of business success or negotiating strategies. Some of the rapport-building topics we'll discover in this session may seem obvious, but pay attention. You'd be surprised how many people set up interpersonal obstacles without even knowing it. When a new person comes into your life, whether by chance meeting or formal introduction, how do you decide which